Let's now link up with Jesse Rogers, who is coming to us live from Nyeri. He's been camping there, following up on this tragic story. Now, Jesse, a heartbreaking situation. We've seen parents decry the fact that there is a snail pace, and not forgetting the lack of information. What else do we know?
Well, Ashley, good evening. The big question is actually what next? And anyone who's asking that question is hitting the nail on the head. It seems there's some semblance of progress in terms of the parents, the nation, who are waiting with bated breath to know what exactly is ongoing in this part of the country. We're right here to bring you up to speed. So what we've been able to establish today, as the regional commissioner, the acting regional commissioner in Central Region mentioned in the story we packaged just earlier, is that the bodies, the 19 bodies that were recovered from the scene of the inferno at Hillside Endarasha Academy have actually been moved to Narumoru Level 4 Hospital. All roads will be leading to Narumoru Hospital tomorrow, where the DNA analysis is set to kickstart as of tomorrow. We don't know when exactly, but what's clear to us is that the local leaders, equally the regional leaders, have actually managed to get buses that will be picking parents from the school, which is in Kieni, and they'll be taken to the morgue at Narumoru for further analysis. Remember, this is definitely an emotional period for some of these parents who are waiting to close that chapter and get a semblance of the way forward. Equally, we understand that the government pathologist, Johansson Odwor, has been in this particular area, and tomorrow he will definitely be leading those DNA analysis efforts at Narumoru Level 4 Hospital. Equally, just today, we definitely saw the interdenominational service being held just opposite the academy. But within the school premises, it was proper to note that documentation of learners' belongings was equally ongoing. Whatever was left after the inferno, that's what some of the DCI officers were actually going through to make sure they're all documented. Equally, teaching and non-teaching staff were interrogated by the relevant authorities, just trying to get to the crux of the matter and find out what truly caused the inferno. Up to now, we haven't gotten any specific or concrete details onto what exactly caused the inferno. And of course, as we reported yesterday and the day before, that particular structure has come into sharp focus, bearing in mind it was sort of semi-permanent. It wasn't fully made out of concrete. Now, it was also proper to note that during the interdenominational service, most leaders who were gathered there actually reached out and urged any parent or guardian who might have picked one of the kids to return them. But this is the issue. Contact tracing is actually a challenge. Remember, some parents might have picked extra learners, and what we were able to gather on the ground is that some of these parents and guardians are not cooperating, because once they're contacted either by Red Cross or the school management, they are not forthcoming with information as to whether they were able to pick their kids or any extra kids. But equally, one thing that stood out during the speeches that were made at the pulpit is that some of the students were actually returned, some of them, those who are unaccounted for. Remember, as of yesterday, 17 young learners were unaccounted for. And it's truly heart-wrenching if you get to the crux of the matter and sit down with some of these families who can't substantiate where exactly their kids are. So today we were able to gather that some of the kids were returned, so that 17 figure is set to go down. But we'll definitely be able to give you solid facts in terms of the numbers tomorrow. We'll definitely be pitching camp at Narumoru Level 4 Hospital. Once that DNA analysis process actually starts, you can trust us to keep you updated. But it goes without saying, Ashley, parents are really feeling the anguish, waiting with bated breath to find out what exactly will be the next course of action. But as my colleague Anne Musungu mentioned in her report, the government has offered to cover all expenses actually when it comes to funeral, logistics, DNA analysis, and all that medical expenses equally. So that's the latest we've been able to gather. We'll definitely be bringing you updates from Narumoru Level 4 Hospital as some of these parents and guardians get a semblance of closure, hopefully. Remember, that particular process is scientific. It might drag on and might not conclude on Monday, but that's when it's set to start. Ashley.
All right, thank you so much, Jesse Rogers, for that comprehensive update. And staying with fire incidents, Kenyans are raising concerns about the safety of learners in boarding schools as fire incidents continue to be witnessed, with the latest being at Isiolo Girls' School.